Hey Polish fans, it's Caroline again and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. In today's video we are hopping into the Orly Spring Collection from the Color Pass box. This is for spring 2023 and it is called Hopeless Romantic. So I am a bit behind on filming these. You probably are going to see this at least on initial posting right behind the one for the holiday collection for 2022. I will say I am a bit more excited about this spring collection than I had been about the winter one. So let's go ahead and dig right in. So as always, we have the little card that the collection comes with in the Color Pass. And on the back, you have the samples of the polishes, as well as a list of the different bonus items. This season we are getting the peel off base coat, which I don't think I've ever tried from them, and an Orly long detailer brush. And then as always, they have a little bit of a tutorial down here about how you can use the colors together. So let's take a peek right off the bat at those freebies. We have the One Night Stand peel off base coat. So I'm really excited to see how this one compares to the other peel off base coats that I already have. I have peel off base coats from a couple of different brands, and I have one in particular that I really like, and I'm having a hard time remembering what the brand name is. Well, I'll try to remember to post it down there so you guys can see what my favorite is so far. So yeah, curious to see how this one will compare, how long it might last on the nails, and how easy it is to remove. That one is also a full-sized bottle, so 18 ml. Nice good size there. And then the second item is that long detail brush. So this one, when I initially opened the box, I thought was a dot tool, which they've also sent in the past. So it is a pen, it looks like, but when you remove the cap, you have the detailer brush. So very nice for nail art. I was actually contemplating getting something like that to attempt to do some more detailed nail art. So that should be nice. And then we have the collection, the box of 6 bottles. And here they are. We have it split right down the middle with 3 bottles in a specialty finish and 3 in a cream formula. So from left to right, we have Written in the Stars, Serendipity, Opposites Attract, Check Yes or No, Meet Cute, and Oh Darling. So this is a collection that I was excited about when I opened it. I love the color story here. I also like the fact that we are getting half in specialty finishes and then half in the creams. And we even have this color, which is kind of a red. In fact, on camera, it's coming off very much like a red. This does have a lot of pink in it though, so I'm curious to try that one. So let's go ahead and look at these swatched. The first one is Written in the Stars, and this one is a larger particled shimmer, maybe even a micro flaky that was used. The color on this is verging on a summer pool blue in the bottle, but this one is pretty sheer. In fact, on the nail I needed 3 coats to reach mostly opaque. Here it is in those 3 coats. I do really like the color that this ends up being. It does have a nice vibrancy to it. In fact, I think this one could transition nicely into a summer polish with maybe just adding a brighter color underneath it to really help this shimmer pop. But look how sparkly this one is. It is so beautiful. And because this one is on the sheer side, in one coat you could put this over other colors, any kind of a cream in a blue or aqua to give yourself that boost in opacity. And I do have this one swatched as well as the next one over 2 colors, and we'll take a look at those here in a minute. But that one was Written in the Stars. The next one is Serendipity, and this is one that I was really excited to see in the bottle. This has almost a purple tone to it in person, and I think that's the type of shimmer that was used. The base of this is a really beautiful dark blue, a very vibrant dark blue, and then that shimmer has these larger particled, almost mini flakies again, that on camera you're mostly catching as this green or aqua, but in person they are fuchsia and maybe even a lean into purple. So beautiful shifts. In fact, there you can see some of those shifts. I mean, that is beautiful, especially for coming from a mainstream brand. The shimmer shifts, I will say, probably aren't as strong as an indie, but again, I applaud mainstreams when they attempt something like this, when they use beautiful products in their polishes, beautiful and unique pigment. So that one is another beautiful color. Here it is in 3 coats. Now again, on these first 2, I definitely needed 3 to reach what I'm calling mostly opaque. Now, depending on your visible nail line, you might be okay with 2 or 3 coats, but I felt that for the depth of color, I really needed that 3rd coat to really give that boost of the color I was seeing in the bottle. But look how beautiful this one is. Again, the sparkle on this is beautiful. The shimmer really pops, and you have all of those beautiful glistening elements in that polish. This is definitely a favorite of this collection. It is gorgeous. So that one was Serendipity. Now let's go ahead and take a look at those first 2 over the other colors that I chose to swatch them over. Like I said, for both of those, I did need 3 coats to reach mostly opaque. So because of that, they do have a pretty translucent base, which does mean they have topper possibilities. So I picked 2 colors to try them over. We have Sunday's number 45, which is a powdery baby blue. And then we have Orly's Blue Iris, which is more of a periwinkle leaning blue. So the first one is Written in the Stars. This first color is it over number 45 from Sunday. I think that gives it a beautiful boost in opacity, and in fact it looks pretty comparable to it all on its own in 3 coats. Maybe a bit more of that silver shining through and a little bit more of that lean to blue, since this one is a baby blue. So I really like how that one ended up looking. Then over here we have it over Orly's Blue Iris, and that one does give it a different coloration. You have that purple pinch underneath. Again, on camera, I don't feel like that purple's coming through at all, but you can, I think, see the difference between these 2. So we have the bluer polish from Sundays, and then we have the more periwinkle tone from Orly. They're both under Written in the Stars. And then down here we have Written in the Stars all by itself in 3 coats. Then next up we have Serendipity over Sundays here. That one I actually didn't like as much as I thought I would, mainly because I think I would need at least 2 coats to reach that vibrant shade that it is all on its own, but it is really pretty still. You are gonna, of course, get that boost in opacity when you wear it over a cream. Now, I will say also that this is not a solid 1 coater, but that's really all that you'll need when you're putting another color over it to give yourself that boost in opacity. And then this last one here is it over Orly's Blue Iris. And again, I think that gave it a pinch of that purpley blue lean. But again, you don't quite get that vibrancy that you were getting from the color straight on. So of the 2, I would say that this combination over here, Written in the Stars over Sunday's number 45, was the best option. I definitely think that worked nicely. All right, so next up we have Opposites Attract, and right off the bat, you guys, look at that shimmer. This is a beautiful combination and one of my favorites. I absolutely love purple mixed with blues, basically any combination of blues and purples, and this one is really nice to see again from a mainstream brand. And you have that beautiful juicy purple base with that very vibrant blue glow. Here it is in 2 coats. Now, I almost considered doing a 3rd, but mainly because you can see that scratch there on the nail. My first coat had a little bit of fuzz in it, and when I tried to remove it with a cuticle stick, I ended up gouging the first coat. But as you can see, it coats it rather nicely with that 2nd coat. These next 4 are much more opaque than the first 2. But again, look at that combination. That blue glow is gorgeous. I love the almost dusty quality that that purple base has. And that blue glow again pops really, really nicely off of it. So that one was Opposites Attract. Now we're getting into the creams. This one is Check Yes or No. And this is a really beautiful cream polish in an orchid pink. This one is a really nice one. And in fact, I think this is the color that's being worn in the advertisement on the Hopeless Romantic card. It has a beautiful depth of color, and in fact, comparing it to what I'm wearing, which is another Orly, it is Kaleidoscope Eyes, you can see that it's got much more of an orchid lean to it and a bit of a dusty quality, whereas Kaleidoscope Eyes has a lighter purple lean. So there's just a mini comparison there. But yeah, this is a very, very nice color. And I am curious if I have anything like this already in my collection, because it's not the most exciting color, but it is a really nice one. Here is Check Yes or No in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. This is another one where I was worried I might have to do a 3rd coat, because I did again have fuzz on this one, same as this one, in that 1st coat. And when I went to go remove it, I gouged the nail, but on this one I don't even think you can see it, at least not from my angle. So that 2nd coat was beautiful over this. It evened things out nicely, and I don't really see anybody needing a 3rd coat of this. The opacity on these creams is very nice in 2 coats. Again, a beautiful color. This one I think could also transition into an early summer polish as well. So beautiful cream color there. That one was Check Yes or No. Next up we have Meet Cute, and this one is a watermelon shade, maybe a mix between a watermelon and a cantaloupe, because by comparison, as I was describing this in my mind as a watermelon, this one is definitely a red watermelon, so maybe this one is a pink watermelon. This is another really nice cream polish. In fact, on the swatches, at least if this is the color that I think they're using here, it's got a bit of this coral lean on the card. Here is Meet Cute in 2 coats with a glossy top coat. This is another one where I think most people would be just fine with the 2 coats, although I do feel like this one is a little bit less opaque than Check Yes or No, so maybe some longer nail lengths might need a 3rd coat to reach full opacity. But this is another really beautiful cream polish. Look how almost vibrant it looks against my skin tone. This might be one of those colors where it'll make you look like you have a tan even if you don't. So again, nice one to transition into summer. So that was Meet Cute. And then our 2nd watermelon shade, more of our red watermelon, is Oh Darling. And this is, by comparison, a red, but in person it's not as red as I feel like it's coming across on camera. As I'm holding it on my screen, it looks straight up like Crayola red, but in person it is more of a fuchsia red. There is a red tone to this, but there's a lot more pink that's not really coming across on camera. Here is Oh Darling in 2 coats. And again, I feel like this is coming across as a straight up red, which it really isn't. There is a lot more pink in this in person. In fact, as I'm staring at it, I'm not seeing any red. The color is just not translating at all. It is definitely a creamy watermelon pink that has that lean towards red, but it isn't a red. Here is Tammy's Ruby. Now this is a tomato bright red. Let's see that compared to the Orly's Oh Darling. It's not comparing it or correcting it as much as I would hope, but there we go. Okay, so that's more color accurate. That's the red, that's that pink that I was talking about. That's more the color that it is in person, but more pink than that. Just a pinch more pink. So there's a red, there's Oh Darling, which is a pink. And then let's just do that with the nail swatch as well. Hopefully that will help color correct that as well. Well, in any case, there is Oh Darling. And there we have it. That is the Orly's Spring 2023 collection. Let me know what you thought about it down below. Like I said in the beginning, I was definitely a lot more excited about this collection than I had been about the winter one. I love the color story here, and I also like the fact that we got a lot of variety. We got 3 specialty finishes and 3 creams. We also got a nice story here with the colors working nicely from spring to summer, which I think is really nice as well. So this collection definitely has a thumbs up from me. I really enjoyed this one. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at beautiful polish. Hopefully you guys had a good time. If you're new, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos, and I will see you in that next one.